By subscribing to our channel, you become a part of our growing community of brave souls who dare to venture into the darkness. Subscribing not only ensures you never miss a spine-tingling tale, but it also empowers us to conjure even more chilling content for your enjoyment.
In the Stygian depths of the cosmos, where eldritch horrors dwell, a malevolent fungus festered. It was a creature of alien origin, born to Earth on a meteorite. It was a thing of nightmares, a pulsating mass of slimy tentacles and grotesque growths. The meteorite crashed into a remote forest, its impact causing a shockwave that echoed through the trees. The fungus, dormant for millennia, was awakened. It began to spread, its spores carried on the wind and rain. The very ground upon which the meteorite had landed seemed to wither and decay, as if the very essence of life was being siphoned away by the insidious invader. The fungus, its grotesque appendages writhing and reaching out, extended its dark influence, slowly transforming the forest into a nightmarish realm. The trees, once vibrant and teeming with life, withered and died. Their branches twisted and gnarled, resembling gnarled skeletal fingers reaching out of the earth to grasp at any unfortunate soul who dared to venture into this blighted realm. The ground itself became an unholy carpet of the vile fungus, its slimy tendrils crawling over rocks and roots. As the fungus spread, it emitted a sickly sweet stench, an odor that repulsed any creature that drew near. Birds no longer sang, and the once vibrant forest now echoed with eerie silence, broken only by the occasional creaking of the grotesque appendages of the alien invader. Any unfortunate creature that ventured into the infected forest was doomed. The fungus had a malevolent intelligence, its insidious intent apparent as it ensnared them. Its tentacles, slick with a viscous slime, wrapped around their bodies, leeching their life force and vitality. Within days, the victims would be transformed into grotesque monstrosities, their flesh consumed by the relentless fungus. The locals, those who had witnessed the horrors of the infected forest, spoke in hushed tones about the haunted woods. They shared tales of strange, shadowy creatures that lurked in the deepest, darkest corners of the woods, beings with twisted limbs and eyes that glowed with an eerie, unnatural light. They warned each other, cautioning to stay far away from the accursed place. Yet, human curiosity is a force that often overrides reason and caution. One fateful day, a group of young men decided to test the tales for themselves. Brimming with youthful bravado and a skepticism that scoffed at superstitions, they entered the forest, laughter echoing through the barren trees. But as they ventured deeper, the air grew colder, and the forest's oppressive darkness began to weigh on them. The gnarled branches of the trees seemed to reach out like skeletal fingers, threatening to ensnare them. The unease that gnawed at their hearts grew steadily more profound. They wished to turn back, to escape the oppressive atmosphere, but they soon realized the sinister truth: the fungus had already found them. One by one, the young men were ensnared, their screams echoing through the desolate forest. Their cries for help were heard but unheeded, for no one dared to venture into the haunted woods. Days passed, and the young men underwent their grotesque transformation. Their flesh was consumed by the relentless fungus, their eyes now glowing with an otherworldly light. When they emerged from the forest, they were no longer human, they were abominable creatures driven by an insatiable hunger for flesh. The village, unaware of the impending horror, became their first victims. The creatures, now bestowed with unnatural strength and speed, launched a brutal attack on the unsuspecting villagers. Panic and chaos ensued as the creatures slaughtered and devoured the defenseless. The villagers attempted to resist, but the grotesque fungus-born creatures proved to be a formidable foe. The alien organism had gifted them with superhuman abilities that rendered them nearly invincible. The village fell to the relentless onslaught, and the creatures moved on to the next settlement, their hunger unquenched. As the days passed, the entire region was plunged into a nightmare. The fungus-infested creatures roamed the land, leaving destruction in their wake. Humanity found itself teetering on the precipice of extinction. But in the midst of this horror, a single beacon of hope arose in the form of Dr. Alice Carter, a brilliant young scientist. She had dedicated her life to understanding the meteorite that had brought the alien fungus to Earth. Through painstaking research, she unveiled the true nature of the menace. The fungus was an alien organism, highly intelligent and malevolent. Dr. Carter realized the magnitude of the threat the fungus posed to all life on Earth. She devoted herself to developing a vaccine to combat the alien invader. Her days and nights were consumed by the pursuit of this elusive solution, and after countless trials and tribulations, she succeeded in creating a viable vaccine. However, time was not on her side. The fungus had already spread far and wide, leaving a wake of destruction in its path. Dr. Carter knew that saving humanity was a distant dream, but she could attempt to save herself from the impending cataclysm. She injected herself with the vaccine and awaited the inevitable. The relentless advance of the alien fungus reached her laboratory. The grotesque creatures surrounded the building, their slimy tentacles reaching out hungrily. Dr. Carter closed her eyes, resigning herself to her fate. But then, something unexpected occurred. The creatures suddenly retreated, their horrific appendages recoiling as if in agony. Dr. Carter cautiously opened her eyes and observed the miraculous sight. The fungus was withering away, crumbling into lifeless sludge. The vaccine had worked, not just saving her life but delivering a crushing blow to the invading menace. Dr. Carter had emerged victorious, at least for the time being. However, the cost had been staggeringly high. The fungus had inflicted irreparable damage to the world. The human population had been decimated, and the once thriving environment lay in ruins. The planet itself seemed scarred, as if recoiling from the horror it had endured. Dr. Carter, now the last hope of humanity, gazed upon this desolation with a heavy heart. She knew that rebuilding the world was her unenviable task, a mission she felt ill-equipped to handle. She was alone, save for her scientific knowledge and indomitable spirit. Determined to succeed, Dr. Carter began her solitary journey of restoration. She would rebuild the world, striving to ensure that the malevolent fungus would never rise again. She knew that this endeavor would be fraught with challenges, but she was fueled by the conviction that she was Earth's last protector, its final chance at redemption.